Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Sina Cup coverage.
We made it!
Woo! It only took 45 minutes, 50 minutes past the
Steam
start
came
time.
back.
Steam, the Steam gods were with us, sort of, after a long delay. But we got a server, so that's good.
Yay, servers.
But it's a best of 3, so we have to get through a few more games. Hopefully the servers hold out. We'll have Starlighter SEA coming up again right after this. But, boy, are we off to a slow start. I'm Sayori. This guy's K-Pop Tosis. We've got a best of 3. IG versus VG.
Big game.
Oh, yeah. Big
Good
series, yeah.
This is actually the first time I'll have seen this new IG roster in action, so I'm excited.
Yeah, me too. The bets, though, that's worth mentioning before we hop into the
it's
draft.
A
Well, lopsided, a little top-heavy, 18% for Invictus
only
Gaming.
18% for IG.
18.
My boy Chizbug, probably not too happy about that.
My boy Chizbug.
My boy Chizbug. No, but like, okay, this is honestly like team like K-pop and gods fanboys because we both him and I are like we're Luo apologists.
Yeah.
Like when in Starlighter when everyone was flaming Luo, it was me and gods like guys stop flaming Luo. It's not his fault. YYF is actually playing like ass.
You guys had his back.
Yeah.
You guys knew it the whole time.
I think
that
Luo's a good player and will maintain that he's a solid player and was one of the reasons why IG got out of their slump when he was added to their team. I don't think they win ESL without Luo. So I've been a big fan of his, and Chizbug's a good player. Been like kind of bouncing around in the scenes for a while, and he's finally found him a home on Invictus Gaming. And this IG team still has Ferrari, still has Chuan. Picked up June, a talent who was playing for either CIS or I think it was CIS. I'm pretty sure.
Yes, it was CIS.
So I think they have a lot of talent on the team, and I don't think they're more than deserving of an 18% chance to win against a Vici squad who is very good. Yeah. Arguably the best team in China right now. But man, I don't think they're 4 times more likely to win.
Yeah, I think that's a value bet. The bet's closed about 45 minutes ago, so sorry if you didn't bet already, ladies and gentlemen, but you had a big window of opportunity there. Well, IG will do things a little differently, though. We've seen a lot of standard stuff coming out of this meta. We talked about it yesterday, Brian, and they'll open with a Mirana Centaur. So 2 heroes that have been getting a fair bit of love, Centaur in particular. And we'll see what they want to do with Mirana setup.
I bet the mortgage that we'll get an Elder Titan here.
Yeah?
Because they don't have, the offlaner hasn't been picked.
Yeah, I think this is
and it's just too strong of a counter to let go by.
I think right now, grab Shadow Demon. You go, roll the dice, say Invictus, are you going to grab the Elder Titan? They're probably not going to. Shadow Demon, Elder Titan right here.
Or they make them ban the Elder Titan or something.
But they won't. They'll take the Sand King. They could still take the Elder Titan coming out.
ISIS plays a good Elder Titan.
Yeah. That's true. That is sort of maybe signature thing is strong, but I've seen him play that more than most other offlaners.
As signature as anyone can be at Elder Titan.
Yeah,
considering it's a hero that hasn't been around for a very long time, and 2 isn't that popular. It's probably Ice and Bulb are 2 of the more popular players. YOF had a decent one, but he's unfortunately no longer with us.
10 seconds.
Yeah, I also like the Shadow Demon potential pick for Vici, even though they took the Sand King.
You've been all about the Shadow Demon.
I am, but I mean, come on, Mirana, dude. It's a deny pick. It's perfect against the Morphling. Get the Elder Titan. Okay. I think I don't know if enough people have seen how amazing Elder Titan Shadow Demon is against Morphling. It is. That I think there's a BTS moment about it where it's like a level 25 Morphling that just like 3-shots himself because he has no armor and his little illusions are totally super strong and just
it's good.
Pew pew pew.
It's like
it's nuts.
Was the DK game where I think it was EG? I can't remember who they were playing up. No, it was Vici. They went up against somebody, and it was Siler's anti-mage, and the other team had a Shadow Demon, and Siler put like 3 points in Mana Break early.
Yep.
And made illusions of him, and
bye.
He got melted in lane. It was actually ridiculous how much work those illusions did.
Yeah.
So.
But Sand King's okay here. They will grab the Nature's Prophet. Okay. So we've seen.
There it is.
There's the Elder Titan. So there you
get my mortgage back and some. Man, I'm living the American dream now.
Living life on the edge, man.
Went over to Biloxi, bet the mortgage, come back a winner.
I wonder if it'll be a Faceless Void pick for Vici here. I feel like there's an option. They've got Skywrath.
They need the black
Sand King. And even Elder Titan works okay with the Void. He'll do a little bit of damage, you know. That Split Earth, flying, or Earth Splitter, rather. Flying through the...
What an underwhelming ability, by the way.
Yeah.
Did you know that Earth Splitter, funny enough, guess how long the travel time is?
Ooh, I don't know.
Pi, 3.14.
Huh. Wow. What'd you look at that?
Well, you think about it, you're splitting the Earth. What is pi?
Number with circles? I don't know. I don't know. What is pi? How does one answer that question? It actually has a literal definition.
Well,
3.14. That will be my answer. Is 3.14.
Yeah, it's the circumference of the Earth, or of a globe, of a circle.
Yeah,
it's 3.14.
Yeah.
So if it's
I see. He's splitting the. That's great.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Geez, Brian, look at you with all these knowledge.
Oh, it's the ratio of the circle's circumference to its diameter.
Yeah.
More so.
I know it's some circle shit, and that's really all I needed to know to pass geometry.
It's the circumference. It's like whatever. It's the area of a big circle. So.
Yeah, and there's that void band. I think that's really a smart choice here. That's what it's
actually did a horrible job of describing pi. Like a really bad job of describing pi.
Science, bitch! I just watched Breaking Bad from episode 1 to episode final, and that's a classic scene.
I had to Google to find out that it was actually the ratio of it, but whatever.
It's okay, guys.
It's okay. I saw my last calculus math class was. Like
I was a business major, not a math major. I'm okay with
here.
not knowing so much about good old pi.
You and your entrepreneurship degree.
Yeah, I'm very entrepreneurial. I learned how to be innovative.
You're like one of the few people actually using your degrees, and you probably got it. You probably got made fun of your degree in college too.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, and now you're actually using it. So
I had a CS minor though, so I was very unique.
Okay, good.
Very, very special. Ooh, Enchantress, Spronker band out. That's a smart band against
common in China.
Yeah, that's
it's like, and it doesn't get picked that much. People just don't want to deal with Enchantress, man.
Yeah. She's especially in the hands of a good. She's one of those weird heroes that if you don't have a really good Enchantress player, she looks awful and useless. But if you have a good Enchantress player, you're like, how do we deal with this hero?
Schwann's Enchantress is pretty good.
Absolutely. So good respect there. I think that one makes a lot of sense. But IG, they'll need their second support. It will be a support Mirana. Who are they looking for here? I still think they want a little bit of setup for that arrow, but they already have Sprout. They've got some hoof stomp that Big Brad can get in range. I like Vengeful Spirit on the dire side, honestly. With the Mirana, get a little bit of Roche control, some of that minus armor. I was going to say would be. There's the Shadow Demon.
There's your Shadow Demon.
All right, so good setup with the Mirana.
We're pretty on with our
so far. Yeah, we're doing all right. You know,
I'm really interested to see what the black hero is here. I'm expecting maybe something a little crazy.
Something a little crazy, like what? Like an anti-mage? Is that crazy?
No. Something that's going to fight a little better early. That's going to deal a lot of damage to this Morphling. A lot of physical damage to this Morphling after the Elder Titan reduces the armor to nothing.
So who fits the bill here?
I don't know.
10 seconds remaining.
Void really would have been perfect. I think that was
Void
a really good choice from IG. They have a lot of time to think about it. Who's Black been playing recently? That might be a good better question.
He's been playing a lot of different heroes, actually. I think he's played in the teens of heroes already in Vici's like 20-something games with the squad. So
yeah, he's been. Let's see here. Oh, it'll be the PA. That fits the bill perfectly, Brian. That is
perfect,
exactly what you were talking
about.
PA
is who I should have said because it makes sense because what we saw it at the summit with the Elder Titan.
You're right. You're absolutely right. I forgot about that, but you're right. That was the pairing that we saw, and she fits the bill so well against
a carry that fights early and has a buttload of physical damage.
Lots of physical damage, and will come online way before the Morphling. If you kind of graph their peaks, Morphling's still farming out that Lincoln's. PA, she's getting in there with her drums, looking for that coup de grace.
Yeah.
Big numbers.
I like this pick a lot.
Yeah. Now, I'm curious if Black will go Battle Fury. That's always what I wonder when I see a PA pick up. And it's actually kind of a coin flip. I know you're not a big fan of the Battle Fury PA.
I mean,
I'm a 50-50.
I've been.
I'm coming. I was with you, and I'm coming around.
PBD was like on my side about it. He's like, yeah, I don't know how good it is, but it's like if you're going up against a Morphling, if you don't like absolutely demolish the mid game, you're going to lose the late game because PA farms so terribly. And the plus damage is good on PA. The mana regen isn't great because like percentage mana regen on PA is awful. She's one of the lower mana regen heroes in the game. I'm gonna have to throw my cat out of the room because she's messing with my mouse.
Yeah, when last PA I saw was actually Arteezy in Starladder America, I believe, earlier this month, and he actually went for an early fighting build with Helm of the Dominator, your early drums, Aquila, Poor Man's Shield, Magic Wand, all those early stats items, and then ended up going like a 29-minute Battle Fury. So he had a nice edge, found some decent kills, and farmed that way, and then picked up that farming tool so he could scale a little bit into the late game.
The whole point of the Battle Fury on PA is not to get a big lead early in farm. It's to not lose late game by having no farming ability in the late game.
Yeah, so I think doing more of a hybrid build like that, where you do have some sort of like what we're seeing with Spectre now, where people are going for Urn, going for drums, and allowing Spectre to fight, but then still farm and do. Yeah, you can't just play that old school style, sitting back and we'll see you guys in half an hour when I'm huge. It just it doesn't work. So,
dude, remember that meta when we used to see Battle Fury Alchemists that Max Greevil's greed first?
Oh yeah.
Remember that? The Alienware Cup meta? Where I saw nothing but anti-mages going up against Alchemists, and whoever had the highest GPM just won.
Yeah.
Those were fun.
Yeah,
Those were enjoyable Dota games.
Vici will find a little warding victory here. They throw out a Sentry Ward, and they will kill one of the Dire Observers. So that is minor victory going their way. Radiant Observers will get coverage of the runes, both top and bottom. Dire will have this one. Mike Wazowski ward down right here. Give Chuan win ward. I like that.
I love the Give Chuan win ward.
I like that. That's good stuff. Good stuff. So lane's fairly predictable from Vici Gaming. It will be Ice 3 in the off lane on the Elder Titan. We'll have a dual lane in the mid, FY on the Skywrath, and Black here on the farming Phantom Assassin, which puts 2 heroes down bottom. Super on the Viper, and Fenrir taking point on good old Sand King, and give him the Lobster.
But man, Chuan, these Chuan arrows are ridiculous.
They certainly are.
Chuan spears, man. And so it is going to be a dual mid. I think that's... I think that really goes the way of Vici, because Mirana is not really the hero that you want dual midding. She doesn't, like, if you get engaged upon, you just have to hope you hit an arrow, which is pretty rough. Yeah. And Skywrath Mage can just sit there and spam Arcane Bolts and force you out of lane, basically, with enough clarities. Yeah,
exactly. It's a totally different presence, and we see that pressure that Ferrari's already taken. He will take point on the Morphling as arrow flies through, and that one will be unsuccessful.
I mean, that's all Mirana can really give as a dual mid. So
Luo's going to take the offlane on the Prophet, which will mean we'll have Chizbug here on the support Shadow Demon, and June will be farming away in the safe lane. So they are prioritizing the Centaur farm, which means he will have a fast blade dagger. Oh, there's your first blood, Ferrari. He'll get caught low on health, and PA will be able to jump on him.
What happened was IG was trying to be way too cute. I was catching the engage before. So basically, FY was there close, knew that he was going to be able to get enough damage to kill Ferrari, but Ferrari kind of baited him, waveformed in, and was hoping for an arrow to hit that Chuan had threw off the side of the screen, but it missed.
Yeah.
And so they were able to catch the kill because of it.
Yeah, rolling the dice a little bit there. Black going for a
it's too risky.
Cycling dagger build.
Why be that risky to try to get a kill on the support where if you miss the low percentage arrow, you die as a Morphling?
Yeah.
It's just it doesn't really...
I guess added incentive is they're just trying to play that early game. I mean, we just talked about how Morphling will take a lot longer to come online than the PA, so trying to take those chances early on and get an edge, I guess, is the thought process. But down bottom, we'll see Luo perhaps in some trouble as FY grabs the invisibility rune, rotates down. He has the concussive shot there to slow him down. This will be another kill for Vici Gaming, and they will pull ahead 2-0 very early on.
And this is why, if anyone is really curious why Skywrath Mage is such a common pick nowadays, why he's first pick, first ban material in a lot of matches, this is why. He can roam so well with just a point in each of his abilities.
And if he gets a little bit of early momentum, those first few levels are just so potent on him.
And now he's got boots. He's got 375 move speed.
Yeah. And as PPD pointed out, just look at the range on concussive shot. It's so big you can barely even see the arc. Look, it's absurd. I think it's 1600. Yeah, there it is. 1600 shot range. It is ridiculous. In the words of PPD, who designed this hero? I like that. I like that.
It's a really insane hero.
Yeah, very, very powerful. So Luo will just TP right into the Radiant jungle and contest the pole camp here, and will actually find a nice Ice Ogre. So finds a little bit of farm. He is sitting level 3 with boots first, so he's doing all right. How's Ice 3 doing? He's found his level 3 boots, Stout Shield, and the offlaners will have a fairly comparable experience, less that death. And farm looking pretty good for Vici. Black and Ferrari, pretty even exchange in terms of CS, so there is that kill difference there. And Viper is the last hit leader as Super is essentially in free farm heaven here. And we'll just be going straight into Mechanism. No big surprise there from the Viper, but has that first ring of regen up already. So Vici off to a hell of a start here. K-Pop, 1,500 gold and almost 1,000 experience in the first 4 minutes.
Yeah, it's been going really well. We just saw how much space FY's been able to create, and these kills he's been able to pick up on the Skywrath Mage is just...
Yeah.
So, FY God, man. There's no overhyping this guy.
Yeah.
There's really not. Okay, so for those of you that might be curious about the Elder Titan counterpick to Morphling, obviously it makes sense that he reduces armor because of the aura, and Morphling gets a lot of his survivability due to the massive amounts of armor he gains from his agility.
Right, yeah, natural order gets rid of base, and agility gives you all base.
Right, exactly. So it just melts away most of his defensive capabilities. If you look at the numbers for it, Morphling in 305 games on this patch dies an average of 2.7 times a game. When he's up against an Elder Titan in 18 games this patch, he dies 3.7 times. Almost a full death more on average per match when he's going up against an Elder Titan.
Wow, that's a pretty big difference. He actually almost took a fall right there, but unfortunately, the Skywrath put the silence on. They put the silence onto the range creep, and he was able to waveform away. So a little misclick there. It happens to the best of us, but
even FY God.
Yeah, but still, Ferrari is getting zoned out a little bit here. Now Black is starting to pull ahead in the raw CS count, which of course is great news for Vici. So, guys, I'm curious. Dota sounds seem really low on my end. Please let me know if I need to crank up the audio. If you're not really getting Dota sounds through the stream, I can certainly make an adjustment here.
I really want to. We should make a music patch or a music.
Ferrari, he's getting a little aggressive. Music pack, yeah, that's what we want. And now Ferrari, yeah, he's going to get punished here. Well, Black won't commit to it. The silence just comes out a little bit too late. He'll start morphing the strength ahead of time, and he'll survive. But again, with these very aggressive waveforms, he keeps rolling the dice, and they punished him last time. They could do it once more.
Yeah, FY just seems to be everywhere at once. I'm sure Ferrari was like, okay, FY can't still be here. He's got to be somewhere else on the map. I just saw him bottom, but now he's just everywhere at once. And now he's even going to show top lane and maybe even help Ice a bit. No, it doesn't look like he needs it, so he'll rotate around some more. And he can do this. He's got 375 move speed because he got these 2 kills early on Skywrath, who already has an insane 325 base move speed.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely right. So, all right, I'm going to turn up Dota a little bit. I didn't change any settings. I don't know why Dota's so quiet all of a sudden. Maybe somebody was fiddling around with my knobs. Keep your hands off my knobs. I don't know what's going on there. Uh-oh, down bottom, Super. He'll get caught inside of a disruption. Arrow flies through, will connect. And even a rotation from Ferrari down here. They really want this Viper.
4 heroes down here.
And they want to secure that Morphling, a bit of extra gold. Looks like they may try to transition this and do a bit of a tower push. But, well, at least a kill on the Viper is a step in the right direction for this Morphling after that first unfortunate death.
Committing 4 heroes might seem a bit excessive, but when you're behind like they were in this early game, there's not really anything too excessive to try to get a bit of a lead back, in my opinion.
The big problem here, though, is it's going to give a lot of space to Black. And just look at that raw CS difference. 38 CS on Black, 19 on the Morphling. And he'll just have to walk back towards the mid lane. So even though he gets the kill, that was still a pretty costly rotation.
It's hard for Ferrari to even really stay in lane against PA at this point because he's got coup de grace on 3 points and dagger. So if he gets a couple of lucky crit daggers, that's 450 damage.
Pure damage.
It's double for a creep, so he would take 225.
Yeah.
But that's still a lot. A 225 damage nuke is nothing to...
Yeah. And pure damage is pretty damn good against the Morphling early on because he does tend to have that high armor, and of course he'll start morphing strength, but still good news there. Off laners, let's check in. How's Ice 3 doing? Up top, he is now level 6, and we'll just be going for a probably 0-4-4-0 build. Pretty standard stuff out of the Elder Titan. No big surprise there.
What's going to be interesting to see is I've noticed some Elder Titans not even leveling their ult. Like
really?
Like at least getting 2 to 3 points in Echo Stomp before even putting anything in
Okay, so
and I don't think it's the worst build. So it'll be interesting to see how Ice goes here. As he gets engaged upon, Arrow will hit.
Yeah, but June taking a lot of damage from under the tower. He's trying to use the Spirit to secure the kill. June will survive for now, but Skywrath coming in. He'll do a lot of damage to Chuan. There's the silence. This could turn into a double kill for the Skywrath. Finds the first one on the Mirana.
He's going hunting for June.
Will be able to blink into the tree
line.
He's
going to throw a Spirit in a bit. He knows he's there.
And he has no TP. There's nothing he can do.
Throws it right on top of his head.
Nature's Prophet was trying to cut off Ice 3, but he stayed near the tower, and it'll be a 2-0 the other way around. Vici Gaming. They didn't even lose any momentum, but they're keeping it steady in their favor here.
Yeah, just about everything's really going right for Vici. The only kill IG's been able to get in this early game is by committing 4 heroes bottom onto the Viper.
Yeah.
And by doing so, gave the rest of the heroes a lot of farm and space on the map. I mean, just look at like the Elder Titan has 25 last hits. That's a lot for an offlaner. Maybe not so much in the Radiant offlane, but at 8 minutes, that's pretty good for your offlaner to have 25 CS.
It's pretty solid. Luo's actually made a decent recovery, even though he did fall once.
Look what build he's going for, dude.
Triple null tally. Will it
Triple
be the
null tally blade mail?
Will it be the quad null tally? Hell, maybe even make it 5.
5?
I mean, people have been getting crazy with the null tallies recently.
Well, the thing is, you can just sell them. They're so cheap.
Yes, I mean,
you just get 250 gold back. Like it's like spending 250 gold to get a really cost-effective damage in EHP.
Yeah,
why not? That's why it's one of the better builds in 1v1s.
Yeah. I mean, in 1v1, sure, definitely, absolutely. I mean, we all know about Arteezy's plight against the null tally, but I don't know, man. 3 I think is the limit. 4 null tallies, that's where I draw the line, and I think you're getting a little too.
Come on, dude.
A little too
you can
early
never
game
have
oriented.
too many null talismans. I bet we'll start seeing people, because I mean, Lone Druid is an agility hero, so we might start seeing people going for the 12 null talisman build.
Yeah, well, there you go. That's the real. That's the future.
As cost effective as possible.
Yeah, you gotta get that mana pool going on the bear. That's what it's all about. Oh no, they'll find a kill on Morphling in the mid lane. I thought they were gonna engage down bottom and they'll just get a freebie. Sorry, folks, that's my bad. But yep, silence on the Morphling, pretty damn good. Picking the Morphling right into the Sky Wrath.
I think we're showing why Morphling is more of a last pick here.
Yeah, that's for sure. Down bottom, this is the beginnings of the dive that I thought was going to come out a few moments ago. Is super manning up into the tower. We'll just start chipping away at it. Only 1 point in Nether Toxin, but still able to do a fair bit of damage. Chuan does have an invisibility rune in June with the Blink Dagger at the ready. He wants to hop over and make something happen, but it's always bad when the Centaur gets the early blink and then his first attempted kill is just a disaster like we saw up top.
It's kind of like when Bat Rider gets a blink and then he goes into Flaming Lasso and then dies.
It's the exact same thing. It's really the same concept where he needs to be the one controlling the tempos and instead his tempos are getting controlled.
Luo's going to get concussed.
Yeah, will they follow up? Nope. No Echo Stomp still, so just playing around with the Astral Spirit. Well, Vici are in no big hurry right now. They've got such an edge with PA and Viper in the top 2 for last hits. Morphling still with only 34. He's now tied with the offlaner. Ferrari just can't find anywhere to farm safely, and they'll be doing another big rotation down bottom. Looks like they're like, well, we killed Viper once. Let's see if we can do it again.
4-man again.
June comes down. They'll connect with the Hoof Stomp. Arrow. All the follow-up damage is there. He'll pop his mech, but waveform. Even the Wrath of Nature from across the map is deployed to secure the kill. So
all chat, lol, you need whole team.
Yeah, 4.5 heroes committed for that one. 4 in a Nature's Prophet ultimate. So sure they get a kill, but they won't be able to even take an objective off this because their pushing hero is not with them. Well, he will TP down right now.
At the end of the day, like the Viper's still got his mech.
Yeah.
I mean, if this is not really a hero that is worth this amount of like he's going to do his job in the mid game already.
Yeah.
By soaking up damage, throwing out Viper strikes, and just surviving. And if the PA is getting out of control, that's the real hero they need to be shutting down. Right?
Yeah. And what item build is Black going for? Looks like he'll just rush a BKB. 4-man shield, power treads, bottle, and just wants to grab magic immunity early on. There is a fair amount of magic damage burst between the Centaur, Mirana, and even the Morphling. So I think the BKB first is pretty well warranted
just
here.
Making sure she'll be able to stay on top of the Morphling.
Yeah, absolutely. And we see June on the high ground thinking about initiation, but gets scattered out by the Spirit. And that's part of the power of the Elder Titan. It's just his scouting potential with that Astral Spirit. And it's pretty ridiculous having that mobile ward that you can just move around kind of wherever you want. And if you find somebody in an odd position, you can always roll the dice and go for that Echo Stomp for a big setup.
The vision is insane.
Up top. FY's doing the math right here. He's pulling out the calculator, seeing if he can solo down Luo, but he will get scouted, and the little pumpkin will find him on the side of the tree line, and he won't be able to drop the hammer. He's maxed out Ancient Seal here. Look at that.
It's good. Yeah. It scales. I would say Arcane Bolt is probably a little better to max generally, but against the Morphling, it's good to have the full 6 seconds.
Yeah, absolutely. And he'll actually bait out quite a reaction. They rotate up top. He'll just TP down bottom, creates a lot of space for that tower kill, and IG are just not together here. They're so reactive to everything Vici does, and it's only 5-2, but 13 minutes in, we've got a 7,500 gold lead and about a 7,500 experience lead. Right. And there's just nothing to indicate that that'll change anytime soon.
This is kind of what IG has to do to get back into the game, though. They're already obviously behind in farm.
Just find something, some tower kills.
Just group up, get some tower kills, like try to take the pressure away from wherever Ferrari's at. But it looks like Vici is more than happy to just let him take the tower and force out the Morphling.
Thought they would try and commit to a tier 2 bottom and sort of look for a trade, but instead it will just be a free tower going the way of IG. So that is a nice bout of gold for them. Morphling in the mid lane, just farming away. Still very meek inventory, but you got to start somewhere, I guess. Now just about to break 50 last hits at the 14-minute mark. Ouch. That's really not where you want to be.
I don't think I've ever seen Ferrari do this poorly in lane.
Yeah, And ooh, smoke rotation from IG.
Ice is going to break it, and they're not going to even see him to be able to engage.
Yeah, they'll go right on to Black, but June gets dropped as soon as he hops in. The Mystic Flare is there on point, ready to rock and roll. Now Ferrari in some trouble. He'll start morphing Strength, the defensive disruption to buy him some time and mitigate damage from the Viper Strike, but now he's out of mana. They'll hop right on him. The Silence comes out. It's a dead Morphling. Burrow Strike right on top of Chizbug, and it's a 3-0. Oh, Centaur, a noble effort, but he just got chunked, dude.
It's just bad luck for IG with that smoke. It wasn't a bad smoke path going through this little area here. Yeah. But Ice just being lucky enough taking this path was able to block out the reveal the smoke that was coming through without putting himself in a position where he could be engaged on, and then Cat was out of the bag.
Yep. At this point, Centaur's just not so tanky. I feel like just a value cloak pickup is pretty warranted here because it's the magic damage that's cutting him down. That was all Skywrath, and normally a very tanky hero just getting completely destroyed. Now Vici will be able to grab a tower off the back of that exchange and further their gold experience lead once more. Viper soon to be level 11. Probably looking for an Aghanim Scepter coming up next. Now, Centaur still has his Stampede, Blink Dagger at the ready, so maybe IG will try this once more, but I mean, Vici didn't really have to commit that much for it. They still have ultimates available, except Viper Strike, but it'll be cooling down pretty quick.
And Black should have his BKB by now. He's about 100 gold away from it.
Yeah.
So the only thing...
Ooh, Stampede, they'll find the Skywrath. FY moves right into the Roche Pit. Fenrir's here. He will blink in. Does have an ultimate available, but we'll just go for the Burrow Strike. It's going to cost him his life, but sets up the kill onto the Shadow Demon, and will keep FY alive. A 1-for-1 trade, support for support. Yeah. Vici will be okay with that compared to just feeding away FY. Super. He's hungry for more. He'll move to the high ground, postures aggressively, and IG want nothing to do with this Viper here.
The only issue I have with the BKB for Black now is that it's so early. If this game does end up having to go late, if IG is able to turtle effectively,
it'll be down to 4 seconds by the mid-game.
Pretty fast, yeah. So I'm. Oh no! It's Black. He's gonna go right into Luo teleporting in.
But he has some wand charges here.
He's gonna have some support
helping him out. The TP's coming in. He'll survive his Fenrir. Connects with a stun. Will channel the ultimate. Gets it off. Black taking a lot of right clicks, but the evasion is there, and they can't bring him down. Fenrir doing a lot of damage. They'll finally finish off the Phantom Assassin, but can Fenrir clean it up? Stun on 2. He gets the double kill. Nicely done.
To make sure he got 2 there with the stun.
Oh, absolutely right. So they lose the PA, but Black survived for a pretty damn long time. I don't think you can ask for much more than that out of the PA. And I think he bought his BKB before he went down.
Yeah, he
sure did. So
it was even on the way to him, and they had to send the courier back. So it was almost better that the BKB didn't get there because he probably would have had to pop the BKB and probably would have died anyway because he died to just left right clicks.
Yeah. Maxed out evasion there. The blur really helping him out. You can only be so lucky. Regardless, Vici Gaming will be happy to get a positive exchange. And again, space creation in the top lane. Super's chipping away at this tower. He will back up as a lot of the Dire side are off the map right now. So will play it safe, but actually could have just secured that tower kill had he committed a little more. We'll now start moving towards that Ag Scepter point booster, and almost enough for the Ogre Club. Viper already 1,400 hit points. He is pretty damn tanky with 15 armor to boot.
And he's about to have an Ogre Club to go with that point booster, working into his Aghanim Scepter. He's going to be hard to take down.
Yeah, certainly so. And now up top, Vici will start to posture a little bit aggressively. And just no item progression on this Dire side. Luo picked up his Blade Mail, but hasn't seen anything past that. The big problem is this Centaur. He had that Blink Dagger so early, but just nothing has come of it. He's now 0-3-3, and literally no item pickup since he grabbed the Blink about 9 minutes ago.
Fenrir's finished his Arcane Boots too, so these supports are just going to be able to keep each other topped off.
Yeah. Double Arcane Boots coming out as we'll see that tower in the top lane finished off. Scouting Arrow comes flying through. Won't find anyone, but
there used to be a Shadow Demon there.
Yeah. That's just, he doesn't even have time to react to that. Now they'll go in onto Chuan, or at least try to. Arcane Bolt will follow him down. And they won't have to follow up, but Vici, they'll get a tower and a 1-for-0. And again, they just commit so little. Just a Skywrath ultimate. Now they're still in fighting form. They'll mech up and head straight for this tier 2 tower in the mid. Sand King ultimate on cooldown for just a couple seconds, but it will refresh, and maybe they'll just trade the tier 2 for tier 1. It has gone down, so IG finds some gold gain out of this, which is great news for them, but they still are in big trouble here. 10,000 experience, 10,000 gold, and this tier 2 will go down, so their access points to Roche quickly closing. Shizbug, oh boy, what are you doing, pal?
They're treating him like a bug, man. They just squash it. They see him and they squash him.
They gave him the fly swatter there, and look at this. Vici will say, hey, you know what? Maybe we should just try for high ground. They don't have a glyph. we can take a team fight. What are they going to do? And I like the thought process here. At least just try their luck and see how IG react. They forced the TPs back, and even if they just back out here, they forced out some TPs, and they've done more than half damage to the tower. They'll get a tier 3 tower kill here. Ferrari's down bottom, just taking tower shots as he TPs in. Moonlight Shadow deployed on the Dire side. June almost dies to get things started. Tower goes down, and Vici, are they going to stick around and actually break high ground post 20 minutes or pre 20 minutes?
They're having to force June all the way back. All their initiation is on June, and he's having to sit in the wall right now. Yeah,
Ferrari working on his BKB, but still a recipe away. Black, yeah, he gets stunned up, but now Fenrir comes in, stun onto Luo. Blade Mail will get used, and that will at least force back Vici to focus on the structures. And Vici handling themselves well right now. They're not overcommitting, just testing the waters and doing some chip damage when they can. But I think they've gotten what they came for, and backing out here is probably the safe bet. Maybe if IG step out of the base, they can find a reinitiation, but there's just no need to force the issue right now.
All right, I would agree with that. But they're able to, they've got all these arcane boots, they're able to keep themselves topped off, especially, I think they're just chilling back to get these iron charges.
Yeah, I think
so.
Now
they're going to go in again.
And I think they're also hoping that IG will just make some sort of an odd initiation, or one of them will just step too far forward and they can find a jump.
It is a bit awkward trying to push into the Shadow Demon, though, because if he gets a couple of lucky stacks off on you, it can be a lot of damage really fast. He's got 3 points into the Shadow Poison.
Yep. So all of a sudden, it's about a 13,000 gold lead as Vici still furthering it quite a bit. A Soul Booster's up on this Skywrath. He broke his Arcane Boots, but he is already damn tanky. And, yeah, that's still a fresh BKB on Black. Arrow almost hits him, but they will sidestep it. Now just going for the sure damage on the range rack. Stampede used June. Connects to the Hoof Stomp on one, but there's just no follow-up damage, and he'll blink to his death, it looks like. Burrow Strike will connect. The defensive disruption will keep him alive, but he comes right out of it, and, yeah, right back to reality, and there goes gravity.
Dire's middle barracks are under
this game
attack.
really is just kind of a testament to the power of Skywrath Mage in a way. You know, the hero with the most kills in a match at TI4? Skywrath Mage.
Was it Skywrath Mage?
No, the entire rest of the list is all carries, but number one, MMY on Skywrath Mage had 23 kills in a match. What other support can do that?
No, not many. Well, initiation onto Chuan. They'll hop forward and just juice him before he can even have time to leap away. Now Chizbug will take a Viper Strike. He'll get killed. June comes in with stun on 2. Black will eat the arrow to help keep Super alive, and that will secure the kill onto June. It looks like, yes, he'll certainly go down. Morphling will clean up the Viper. Now going hard onto FY, but they have the silence. Morphling not morphing, and
really
Fenrir won't be able to do much with that ulti. Yeah,
it's all right.
Kind of a last-ditch effort.
They got what they came for.
Well, kind of, yeah. They won't bring down the racks quite yet, but
maybe
they could reinitiate here. They ping out Ferrari, and they'll hop in on him with the silence. That's what they came for. Arrow will be sidestepped, and again, they won't be able to get the racks, I don't think, just because they're respawning so quickly. Everyone's so low level that breaking the high ground is very difficult here.
Black, is he going to solo into this?
He has 3,400 gold.
FY's there, so if they engage on him, they can kind of...
He just wants to finish off the barracks here, but Arrow would have connected, but BKBs it. And now the Stampede used defensively. June coming in will connect with a Hoof Stomp onto FY. Black just TP's home with Magic Immunity still deployed. They'll lose their Skywrath, and that's a mega kill streak going for the Centaur, so they do hang around too long. IG punish it, but that's still a very obvious victory for Vici Gaming there, as they'll hold on to a pretty sizable lead.
When you're happy about the fact that you finished the mega kill streak on the enemy support, it's just showing that the game's not going too well for you.
Yes, that is very good.
It's like, hey, well, at least we got the mega kill streak on their support.
Fair enough. That will secure a BKB onto the Morphling, so that is his first big item, a big one at that. And Marana will, or pardon me, the Prophet will grab a Maelstrom. So actually is doing this very classic. This is the standard.
This is adherence.
Yes.
This is rigid adherence.
3 null tally, Power Treads, Blade Mail right into the Maelstrom, and a Blink coming up after this. Sell one of the null talismans and Blink Dagger.
This is Hearthstone Dota. It's all about value.
Yeah, there you go. Min-maxing. So Invictus Gaming will move into the Roche pit, and they don't really have a great Roche lineup here. No minus armor, and they will bring it down, but ever so slowly. Vici could contest it, but they're going to be a little too slow to the party. They'll scout it out with the Elder Titan Spirit, and will get a sleep onto Fenrir. Maybe they can find something here. He'll be the Aegis carrier, and they'll press forward. Black takes an arrow, and they'll just settle for a kill on the Replicate. So steps in the right direction for IG. Between the hold, yeah, the Roche, now getting the Aegis, and all that gold going their way. Baby steps, but Vici still in great shape, and I don't believe there's a dire glyph now. Still on cooldown for quite a while.
I'm still going to say insurmountable, but you know, taking the Roche is something that Dire, one of the best comeback mechanisms on Dire. I just think it might be a bit too steep.
Yep. So mid lane exposed. They'll go right for the melee barracks. Black does have his BKB at the ready. 8-second charge for him. Moonlight Shadows used. Ferrari just waveforms forward to try and clear up the creeps. Super's the one that gets hit by the arrow, and that will stop him dead in his tracks. But he has an Aghanim Scepter, which he didn't have for the last fight. So Viper Strikes will be coming out of plenty. Centaur hops in, pops the Stampede to disengage, and there you go. That's your engagement, and they have absolutely no follow-up. All Centaur can do is run away. Nature's Prophet is commencing the Rat Dota down bottom, gets the Tier 2 tower. We'll move into the Tier 3, but now the fight breaks out mid. Ferrari goes straight in onto Black. BKBs used on both sides of the coin. They want to bring down the Morphling. No silence available as he does have magic immunity. A defensive disruption keeps June alive, and he'll go down as soon as he comes right back. And now the barracks will fall. But what will it cost them? Black taking a lot of damage. Ferrari waveforms across. They'll be able to bring him down, it looks like, once. And that will be the Aegis to bring him back to life. Bottom lane, though, Prophet gets the Tier 3. And he's going hard on the barracks, focusing on the melee. It will be Ice 3 to come back and defend. Looks like he'll be successful on that plight as Prophet is on the defensive. Chuan gets initiated on. He'll fall. Now Ferrari in some trouble. Takes a Viper Strike. Mech used by the Viper. Morphling running very low on mana. He's morphing, but he can only do it for so much longer. Now Viper stuck inside of the Sprout. He'll go down. Fenrir goes in onto Luo. And needs to be careful of that Blade Mail, but it'll expire right as the Epicenter comes out. Secures the kill onto the Prophet. Yeah, beautiful timing there, and Ferrari will make it back to the base. So an okay trade for IG. Sure, they still lose racks in the mid, but at least they get 2 towers out of it.
It's about as much as they could have hoped for.
Yeah, exactly. So it's something. It's an okay trade.
And Black does pick up that Battle Fury. 25 minutes.
There you go. Right on point.
It's just it's insurance. It's to make sure that, I mean, he doesn't really need any more damage items for them to win the game. They've got enough damage currently with the Skywrath Mage. It's more of to make sure he doesn't fall behind the Morphling somehow and farm. That if they get wiped twice trying to go into the base to high ground due to bad execution, he won't fall behind.
Yeah, Skywrath Mage commits suicide as he's completed the Bloodstone, but now Fenrir on the run. Will have a Burrow Strike in about 2 seconds. Can he make it out? No, the Hoof Stomp will connect, and IG will find a couple of other freebies there, some consolation kills.
And he's playing a little too loose.
Yeah, a few steps in the right direction.
Being a bit aggressive.
Yeah, I don't know if the word insurmountable is what I'd use now, but it's still very sizable for VG.
Yeah, it's close.
Ferrari still has a long way to go before he really comes online. He will move into Shotgun, and does have the Ghost Scepter complete, but this is one of these scenarios where by the time he gets the Shotgun, is it really going to be that scary? Normally you'd think about these squishy supports that are susceptible, but Bloodstone, yeah, already on the Skywrath, so that's 1,500 hit points. That'll be good for him. Elder Titan, pretty tanky. Sand King's
working on his axe.
Yeah, so nice combo there of tankiness and some improved damage output, and they'll actually rotate onto Ferrari here. Yeah, and he'll just TP home. Can they RNG him down? Black, nope. If he got lucky crits there, they probably could have done it, but yeah, but Viper won't be susceptible to the shotgun. Yeah, Atos is complete on the Titan. So who's he going to shotgun down here? Sand King with 1,600 hit points. I guess PA is the lowest health hero as of now, but still not that susceptible with a BKB available. So yeah, this is still very rough for Invictus Gaming. It's now Luo pressuring the top lane. They may go for a Tier 2 for Tier 2 exchange. Radiant Glyph comes out to buy him some time, and there's the TP4 or Blink Forward from Fenrir, but he'll get interrupted, and it's to his death. Centaur's there to stop him dead in his tracks, but Luo takes a silence, and oh god, the Ancient Seal does so much damage. June looking for the kill on FY, but the double edge won't be enough to secure the kill.
Oh, the great
nice
June.
Back and forth here, and now June in some trouble. He'll take the concussive, the arcane, and
FY god.
Down she goes. Yeah, beautifully played right there, knowing his limits and the range on the Centaur.
Running at him and knowing that June would blink back in and then stepping back when he knew he was in range from the Hoof Stomp was
Dude, he's like a snake handler, you know? It's like, you know, the strike range of the Cobra, and you just keep your distance right there so they can't get you.
Yeah, and then when they go, you snatch them.
Yeah, you just grab him by the neck. And that time he was able to bring him down. Now the rest of Vici pressuring the high ground. There is a glyph for the Dire side. So this won't be a super easy Tier 3 tower. IG will be able to make a stand fairly easily, I think. Elder Titan will Echo Stomp off the mark, and they will just back out.
Just kind of theory crafting here. Do you think when you're going up against the Elder Titan as a Morphling and you're stuck in this situation, obviously it's not best, do you think it would be better to get just some type of like flat armor instead of agility-based armor, like from the Ethereal Blade? Like, don't know really what you'd pick up. I mean, maybe you could go for an Assault Cuirass. It's obviously not great on Morphling, but
like Shiva's Morphling.
Shiva's is pretty rough. Shiva's is pretty bad. But I mean, I don't know if it's good at all. But
I feel like a better option is have
here.
one of your supports prioritize a Vlads. I think that's kind of the way you want to go.
Then you got to make sure your position's close enough.
Yeah, but I think
that's only 5 armor.
Yeah,
I'm thinking more something that builds out of a plate mail if possible.
Yeah, I mean you're pretty limited in your plate mail options. So I guess Assault Cuirass is where you'd have to go.
I don't think it's a bad build. I mean, if you're getting exploded on, but I mean that's really not how he's been getting destroyed as much as the.
Yeah. Speaking of exploded on, top lane, Prophet is just racking up the kills here, and now they'll come back down bottom. FY picks up BOTs. Oh man, he'll just go straight for this bottom lane, and now with the Prophet dead, there's no Rat Dota. They'll be able to take out this Observer ward, and even this Sentry down as they Moonlight Shadow forward. June's not aware of it. He walks into a silence. He'll get picked off to get things started. Unstoppable streak for FY. And now Ice 3 actually throws out the Earth Splitter. Won't be able to do a hell of a lot, but around the backside, Luo comes in. He'll buy back for this. Blade Mail's on, but it just doesn't matter. The BKB Black doesn't really care. Now Ferrari taking heavy damage.
Atos.
Man, this is disastrous. IG, they are on more than the back foot. They are in GG territory, I think, here, as things are just quickly balling out of control. And there you go. GG. Vici Gaming taking this first game of the best of 3 series, 28-13 in 30 minutes of gameplay. IG put up a decent fight, but
Vici just
some of it, I think, just a bit outdrafted. Honestly,
there was a big outdraft in my opinion. Just of how I don't think there's a harder counter in the game really than Elder Titan.
Well, but it's a weird outdraft because they picked the Morphling into the Sky Wrath, who's already just a good hero. Anyone with a silence is good against Morphling. And then they you third pick the Morphling and opens up for a pretty obvious Elder Titan. We talked about.
They don't even try to ban it.
Yeah, Ice 3, he plays Elder Titan sometimes just because, not even against the Morphling. Right. So that's one of those like.
He's one of the better, if not the best Elder Titan player in the world. So.
Yeah, and that just completely crippled Ferrari. Even less the Elder Titan, he kind of got wrecked in the mid lane. There's no real nice way to say it. I mean, he just.
Their dual lane just. They forced a dual lane because you can't not. If someone dual lanes, it's like the Cold War, right? If someone dual lanes against you, you can't not dual lane against it.
Yeah.
Almost exclusively. There's a couple of instances depending on the hero.
Yeah, but then you're stuck with this Mirana versus Skywrath, and I think we know who wins that battle.
You got to get really lucky with your arrows, and Chuan, one of the better Mirana players in the world, better at hitting his arrows than most players, but even his skill couldn't pull that out.
Black also played a mean PA. Good positioning.
Everyone from Vici just
knew to man up. So that was only game 1, guys. It is a best of 3 series, so we'll have a quick break, and then we'll be coming back for game 2 of Sina Cup, Vici versus IG.
Stick around.